What is koinonia? Koinonia is a Greek word that typically is translated in our Bibles as the word fellowship. And it's one of those Greek words that's relatively common in the evangelical church for people who aren't even trained in Greek to use. We have koinonia groups, which are also fellowship groups. The common word that I'm going to suggest today is commonly wildly misunderstood. Now, not so wildly that there's no connection between how it's understood and what it really means, but the way we use the term is profoundly denuded, denatured, deracinated. Our vision or our version of what koinonia is pale. We think of fellowship as shared meals or shared programs. You know, in your local church, you may have in your bulletin every Sunday an announcement that the Golden Agers are going to have lunch together at Luby's on Wednesday, and that's koinonia. Or at the end of the month, there's going to be a koinonia meal in the koinonia hall. And I think that shared meals are important, vitally important, but I think they're just the beginning. Because the biblical view of koinonia is so deep and rich. It's talking about shared lives. Shared lives. Now, many of us, to one degree or another, have shared lives with other people, though it's often not in our church. It may be people that we share an interest in a particular hobby, maybe a particular sport, maybe a particular sports team. You know, my commitment and connection to Steeler Nation is not biblical koinonia. My commitment, however, to be open with, to be sacrificial for, to invest genuine time and emotional energy in my brothers and sisters in the church, that's koinonia. That is body life. That is God's people being knit together and living in light of the love that we're called to have for each other. Now ask yourself this question. Is the church in our day designed to encourage this to happen? You know, I usually use this as an illustration to distinguish between shared experience and shared life. Suppose your long lost friend that you loved and you were very close to and you lost track of, and you just miss them to pieces, and they call you up on the phone and say, "Hey, I'm in town. I've got 5 hours free. I would love to see you." And suppose your day is relatively open. Do you think either one of you, well, let me put it this way. I can think of something that the two of you could do together. You would both enjoy it. You would laugh together. You could eat together. You could create memories if you went to the movies. You'd be sitting right beside each other. You'd be having the same experience, watching the same show. You could be eating your popcorn, but you're not really together. You're just sitting next to each other. That's not how you would visit with a long-lost friend. There's no connection there. And that's precisely how we design our church. You go in, you sit down, you take it in. Yes, you might have a section of the service where you shake hands and say hello. But you go in, you sit down, you watch the program, and then you get up and you leave. That's not koinonia. It takes sacrifice. It takes time. It takes a willingness to say, yes, I will sit and listen. I will pray with and for you. I will invest in you. And boy, howdy, friends, is that powerful. It changes our lives. Let's pursue it.